Alright, so, for those who've been looking at my desktop for a little while here, you'll notice that I basically had Civilization 4 over in the corner of my desktop. And I basically bought Civ 4 a while ago because I wanted to basically do a Let's Play for Civ 4 colonization at some point. But, including with colonization is of course the base game for Civ 4, and I figured I really should do an explore video for it. But, I figured before I do an explore video on 4, I should do an explore video on 3. And I got free from a free game giveaway some time ago, so why not, let's just jump into it and I'll show it off a little bit. Now, while this is basically loading up, I'll note that Civ 3 and Civ 4 are considered to be like the best games in the Civ series. Some will basically say Civ 3 is the best of the two, and some will say Civ 4 is the best. Myself, I think Civ 3 was the best in a way, but I'll note that I probably never really played it in like a Let's Play at this point because it's a little bit old at this point, basically. And kind of clumsy to play. But I can jump into it and try to show off a little bit of the gameplay what it's basically all about. So you can choose like, your world size, how many barbarians there are, the continents in Pangea and all that stuff. Basically your Civ stuff, basically. I'll note that if you go with the standard size, that's generally what I go with. You got pretty good, like, amount of space for, like, civilizations to be on. We'll go with, like, down here, continent 7% water. That's basically the medium average of what stuff in here is. We'll go with normal, temperate, 4 billion. You can randomize this if you really want to, but whatever. Now, for barbarians, I'll note that you could have, like, no barbarians or sedentary barbarians or whatever. I like to have it on raging, but it depends what the AI basically, like I set the AI difficulty at. Now, you can also pick up a civilization and like you can choose what civilizations you're going to be against and like their AI aggression and stuff like that. I'll note I think this is like added with like the expansions, so a lot of stuff basically in this game. You have like the base game of like Civ 3, and then it had like an expansion I think that lets you basically play online, and then it had our expansion on that basically adds more civs and stuff to it. And basically, it's like the final product of Civ 3, basically with like everything, like all DLCs and stuff like that. So you have like AI aggression. You make it like the AI is less aggressive and more aggressive. But you don't have a normal. You can have like rules for victory, so you can have like all the different victory types. Now I'll note that with the victory types, by the way, Civ 2, which is the game like came before this, Civ 2 only had like 2 victory types. Basically, there was domination in like Civ 2 and the space race, and of course there's time victory, but we don't really care about that. In Civ 3, they had a whole lot of victory conditions. So you had like domination victory, which is basically you dominate the world. Space race victory, you basically build a rocket ship and go to Alpha Centauri. Diplomatic victory is basically where like you like have peace against everyone, and like you get like voted as the supreme ruler of the world or whatever. There's conquest victory, which is basically like you conquer all your other civilizations. Culture victory, where you basically build up a lot of cultures. There's a wonder victory. You can have culturally linked start locations. We're just going to turn it off, I think. Now, if you want to respawn AI players, let's turn that off. You can preserve RMC. Basically, what this does is basically when you're basically playing this game, it will basically have like a randomization of like what happens like your units and stuff like that, and like battles will basically be like fought and stuff like that. If you have preserve RMC, if you fight a battle with like a warrior against another warrior and like you like reload a save, that same fight is still going to be the same outcome. So, like, if you lost the warrior in, like, the first outcome, and you, like, go back, load, try and fight again, you'll basically lose the warrior again. The same way, basically. And that's something really nice about, like, Civ 3 and all that. There's some other stuff over here. Basically, all this other stuff, whatever. There's culture conversions, by the way. That's kind of interesting, but I'll note that culture conversions were kind of, like, a questionable thing. Basically, you could try and turn like enemy civilizations over to your side by simply building more culture than them near their borders. And if you had enough culture, basically the other cities would basically join your culture instead. So it's kind of like different. I'll actually turn it off, but whatever. And then there's civilizations, by the way. So this game actually had a whole lot of civilizations, and that's really the same for like Civ 2 and even Civ 1. But there's something very unique about the civilizations in this game. Essentially, in this game, like say if I go to say India here, each of like the civilizations will have a leader. In this case, Gandhi, and they'll basically have traits according to like their type of like civilization. So in the case of Gandhi here and the Indians, they're very commercial and religious. And if I go to the description here, you'll basically get a description of what they're all about. So they start with commercial and religious. There's ceremonial burial in the alphabet to start with technologies, and they can build war elephants. And I'll note basically each of like the civilizations will have like a unique unit. So these guys basically get a war elephant for a unique unit. And if I go to like their things here, they're basically commercial and what was the other one? Commercial and religious. So if I go to these things right here, basically if I go to commercial, you see like the central square of cities and metros produce an extra commerce. So he basically gets more money in India, and at the same time it's religious. So if we go to more here, religious civilizations do not experience prolonged periods of anarchy during revolutions, and religious city improves temples, for instance, are easier to build. So basically, he can build religious temples and like avoid anarchy from like change of revolutions and stuff very easily, which is very nice. And I'll go into like more about revolutions. Basically, revolutions were something that happened in Civ 2, but they really expanded upon it in Civ 3 by a lot. I think for now let's go random, but I'll note this one more thing about traits, by the way. This guy's commercial and religious, but there are like certain civilizations, like say Zululand, that have like expansionist trait. And oops, yeah, by the way, you can go in here and change this stuff if you want to, but the expansionist civilizations are kind of interesting because they can build scouts. And scouts are basically like, first introduced to Civ 3, and in Civ 4, anyone could build a scout with like a technology for it, but in Civ 3, you basically had to be a civilization that could basically start scouts. Scouts are basically really interesting because they basically let you map the world, and you can basically like go find like where like the land around you is like, and you can like basically pick up stuff. Passive minor barbarians are friendly. Alright, well anyways, let's go random. And I'll just jump in and we'll play a little bit, and then like, I'll basically tell you a little bit of the difference between like, this game and like the other civilizations. It is the year 4000 BC, so basically, whatever you selected the, time to be. Your ancestors were nomads, but over the generations your people have learned the secrets of farming, road building, and irrigation. And they are ready to settle down. William, your people are agricultural and seafaring, and have recently mastered pottery and alphabet. The people have vested absolute power in you, trusting that you can build a civilization to stand the test of time. And of course, if like you're placed at 5, like this probably be like told to you by Sid, but whatever. You just have to like read it to yourself. Now, William's basically the leader of the Netherlands, so we're basically playing Netherlands here. And they're agricultural and seafaring. So if I go to things here, agricultural, basically civilian improvements, aqueducts, for instance, are easier to build. Center squares and irrigations will produce more food. So basically, it's very easy to get food with agricultural civilizations. And I'm also seafaring, so each city built along a coast receives a commerce bonus in a center square city, and seafaring cities can basically build like harbors and stuff easier, and ships move faster and less likely to sink in a sea and ocean. So basically, I can like build ships better, and I got like more food. So pretty good civilization to start with. Now I basically have my start units here. If I right click, you can basically see what units I basically have. If I was like a specialist, I'd have a scout as well, but if you're not, you basically only have the 2 units here. Up here is your like Civilopedia, and this is pretty important for like basically finding out stuff like your tribes, for example. Let's go down to Netherlands. So we're basically playing as these guys right here. There's William. Basically, this guy's got Swiss mercenaries for a unique unit, but they're basically replaced for a pikeman. So the Dutch Swiss mercenary is an excellent defender that boasts an even better defense strength than the formidable pikeman. So basically, this guy, he's basically got 1 attack, 4 defense, and 1 movement. He costs 3 to build and requires iron to basically be built. As versus the pikeman, which basically is like a weaker version of him. I need to get feudalism to basically get to it, so I have to get the feudalism for it. Alright, we'll build our first city. It's going to be Amsterdam, because of course that's what the Netherlands' first city is going to be. I kind of wish I was a little bit farther south to get that fish, but oh well. That's fine. Actually, if I want to, I can actually reload the game. I think. No, not really. You press escape, you can quit, but let's see if I can get the R save, if I have any. And wow, okay, so I guess as a result of like buying this from Steam, you get a whole lot of these other stuff for whatever. Not sure it's the one I'm using, but whatever. You know what, let's just go with it. So basically, something I know about Civ 3 versus, like, say, Civ 4, for example. The first 3 Civs, basically, they, like, you know, would drop you into, like, the game. And, well, basically, they didn't really, like, you know, put your, like, you know, first starting city location in necessarily a good place in, like, the early games. Civ 4 basically fixed it, so, like, your starting locations in Civ 4 will always be good. But Civ 3, it's possible you can have, like, a bad starting location for your capital. And this is possibly one of, like, the bad things about this game that, you know, makes it a little bit less better than, like, Civ 4. Basically, sometimes you'll have bad starts with, you know, certain civilizations and good starts with those civilizations. So you basically have, like, a good start and, like, you know, do really well, or you can have, like, a bad start and do really badly. Now, another thing, by the way, early on Civ 3 you can basically build roads, and you can actually build roads right away in Civ 4. Civ 4 basically has to say you have to get the wheel first before you can build roads, but you can't really do it right in, like, this one. So, you know, that's a thing to note. I'll note over here, basically we've got some sugar. Sugar can be used for, I think, doing some stuff, so we'll build roads in that direction. Now, before I do anything, I want to just boost up my science slider up here. Basically, in the old games, you have, like, you know, science slider, like the happiness modifier. These can be used basically so you can, like, pay your taxes toward, like, you know, being, like, getting more science or getting, like, more happiness for you guys if as necessary. If I have the other stuff here, you can see, like, you know, foreign, military, trade. By the way, note that, like, your face here, I think it changes as, like, the periods, like, go on. Early on, you look like, more like a barbarian, like, you know, certain, like, you know, civilizations, and then more so later on, you become, like, you know, more modern looking, basically, for your leader. What we really want is a science, though. Basically, I'm here in science, basically, to do some research. Now, my goal is probably to get the feudalism right away, but I actually have to get into, you know, the modern times for that first. So, first things first, let's just focus on getting bronze working going, I think. That will get me access to the spearman, this guy right here. Or, like, these, like, you know, special guys if I was one of those civilizations. My first defensive unit is supposed to be, like, really good to build early on, basically, for my cities. And by the way, yeah, these guys will give you, like, hints, by the way, as they go along, so if you want hints, these guys will sometimes give you more experience, you know, ideas what to do. Alright, let's end our turn. Now, I'll note, by the way, if you want to, you can have it so the game automatically ends your turn when your last you know, unit moves. I really don't like that, though, so I basically turn it off, but you don't have to have it turned off. Let's have this guy build a road. Now, I'll note that, by the way, in both Civ 3 and Civ 4 compared to Civ 5, you can basically build roads wherever you want. There's, like, no maintenance upkeep on, like, roads, so you can basically make your spaghetti roads, so to speak. And you can do all you want. I'm going to skip a few terms here. Alright, there's our first road. That's going to basically lead us to the sugar here. So let's go here. And we'll build another road. Excellent work there. Alright, if I want to build mines, but eventually I think I'll probably want to irrigate this or something, so let's go over here. There's more fish down here, apparently. That's good. I might want to build a city here. It'll cross a little bit with, like, you know, spaces up here with this city, but sometimes that'll happen, basically. So let's build a road right there. Alright, great one. Amsterdam has produced a warrior. So that's something I basically want to do right away, basically build a warrior. Next thing actually we want to do is build a granary. So let's build one of those. Alright, sir, the borders of Amsterdam expand because of its high culture. Alright, so something I should probably explain is culture. Basically, in, like, Civ 1 and Civ 2, your cities basically didn't really have, like, cultural borders, so to speak. Basically, like, you know, like the current hexes you see right here, like, 3 going out this way and all that. That's basically what your territory was around, like, your cities. And anyone entering that territory is basically in your territory. And Civ 3 actually made it so like you have cultural borders, and cultural borders basically define where your borders are. So basically, all that space, like, in that border is actually mine, for sure. There's no disputing it. And that's awesome. Now, I can move around roads, by the way, very, very quickly, so this guy can move here if he wants to. And I want to make a move again, so let's make a move to this mountain. And mountains are very interesting, by the way. Basically, you can see mountains very easily, and you can see over mountains, like, you know, far away and like Civ free. So that's like the first time that's basically introduced. So you can actually walk on them. That's something that's to note. In Civ 4, for example, you can't walk on mountains, but you can in Civ 3. And it had like all these interesting features like this, basically. So there you can see 2 tiles instead of the 1, which is awesome. Okay, this guy can go here. Alright, that's something to watch out for. Volcanoes are actually very dangerous in this game. They can erupt, and erupting is usually bad because your guys can be burnt to a crisp or your city's going to get damaged. So you want to be very careful around volcanoes. So I may not want to build around this volcano down here, because that might be very bad to do. Oh! Alright, so we missed someone. Here are the Byzantines. So I, Theodora, have chosen to bear the heavy responsibility of protecting the proud Byzantine people. Will you stand with us on the side of the civilized and the strong? Or do you run the numerous barbarians against whom we have always guard? Alright, so there's the Byzantines. These guys are like, you know, of course, the East Roman Empire, or the remnants of it. If you want to basically like do trades and stuff with people, in this case they have technologies like bronze work and warrior code, which are very nice to pick up, but that's it, goodbye. Now, much like any game, the AI is generally get an advantage in Civ, so basically these guys are a little bit stronger early on. I think they get more technologies, but you can eventually trade them to, like, you know, catch up with that. Cool, we learned bronze working, so now I can build spearmen. Now, what I want to do right now is actually research stuff that this guy doesn't have. He's got bronze working, I think he's got something else as well. So what we're going to do, we're just going to get iron working, which is basically going to let us get, like, iron. And of course that's going to be good for a pikeman eventually. Let's go this way. There's a goody hut. Goody huts, of course, are much like, you know, all the other Civ games. Basically, they give you good stuff. And yeah, I'm not very interested in going to this, like, you know, near this volcano, so we're probably not going to build down there. We might build over in this direction now. There's floodplains and stuff over here, which would be very nice for settling near, so I might really want to do that. So let's go up to this mountain over here and we'll build a road, so we can get across it real fast. Whoops, I actually didn't mean to move away from the village over here. I actually want to get that. Let's have this guy go this way. Basically, if you want to, like, you know, do, like, you know, go-to moves and stuff like that. And by the way, something I know about this game, if you right-click, you're basically going to get, like, you know, information, like, you know, select units and stuff like that. Basically, to, like, have your guys move to, like, you know, certain tiles and stuff like that, you actually do, like, you know, basically you, like, click them and you hold on in place of, like, the left mouse button. It's kind of like CNC kind of related in how it works, like old CNC games, kind of interesting enough. Oh, I think he's going to get that then. So you got that, alright, so that's my mistake, but oh well. Goody Hut's going to have good stuff for him, and that's unfortunate I didn't get it, but oh well. Alright, SNS lost off due to demonstration and general unrest. So basically, it's kind of like Civ 2, you basically have, like, you know, people getting, like, you know, upset and stuff like that. We have to basically give them some entertainment, and that'll make them a little bit happier. Alright, who am I next to here? Don't know, I have to get a little closer. Or restored, excellent. Alright, these guys are the Mongols. Ow. I'm not sure if you heard that, but whatever. Your long journey has led you to me, Temujin, father of the Mongols. Or, in, you know, if you don't know his name, it's basically Genghis Khan. And I don't know what happened to my sound, but it's gone, so that's a bit of an issue. He's got warrior code and ceremonial burial. Alright, our sound's back, that's cool. I kind of like the fact that he's really, really close to me over here, but whatever. Not much I can do about it. As much as the Mongol people love practicing the art of war against your poorly trained rabble, today you find me in a merciful mood. Pull back your forces from the Mongol lands. So, basically they don't like it when you're in their territory, so we apologize, we'll move our troops out of our territory. A familiar sight of two Mongol warriors. The rear ends of scurrying, weeping Dutch rabble. Alright, that's it. Goodbye. Well, I just want to say hi to him, so we're done. Hills also give you like, basically a nice exploration boost, so we can basically see over the hills and stuff. And he's got a really good location over here with like 2 incense right away. We're very nice to him. Alright, I want to build a city somewhere over here, I think. Building up in this area will basically get me lots of, like, access to his floodplains, but also put me really close to this guy, so I want to be very careful of that. Basically, his board's going to eventually come up to, like, at least over here. So I'm probably going to build a city, maybe, like, around here. One of these 2 spots. If I build it here, I'll get a desert, which kind of sucks, but... And if I build it here, I'll get more gems. I might want to build it right there for like the extra gems, I think. Depends on what's down here, really. So let's build a road. This guy can go in this way. There's a coast. By the way, there's no lakes in this game, so it's your coast and like, that's about it. More gems down there, apparently. Now we're very careful going in near volcanoes, but whatever. It's not erupting at the moment, this volcano, so we'll go near it. I might build down here, because that's a little bit far away from the volcano, and I'll be able to get access to a little bit more stuff. Some snowland over here. Cool, we got ironworking. Ironworking will basically let me find iron deposits, and it'll also let me build, like, better stuff. So, awesome all around. Alright, I want to get writing. Okay, sounds good. Now that I say about technology, let's actually trade with these guys. So, we can go say hi. And he's already got those things. So this guy's getting really, really powerful really fast. And that's to be expected basically because, I'm not really exploring around very well right now. And these guys probably are. I don't know what's wrong with the Mongols, but whatever, they keep doing that. He's already got ironworking apparently. Lots of snow down there for sure. Build a road. I think we want to have like, So this guy's built down in this direction apparently. I guess I'll have to build up in this way then. So that'll have to happen. Alright, so apparently we got like more ocean down here. Okay, our granary's done. Granaries will basically like, build like more like settlers and stuff faster, so let's get ourselves a settler up. Now, I'll note by the way this structures will basically like charge for my income. So I have to go over here and I have to basically slide this down so I can like get a little more money back. See, this is like the border of like the Byzantines over here. There's one of the workers. Okay, built a road right there. That's awesome. I guess I'll probably build up over here, I guess, there's some of the floodplains. That'll be probably what I'll do next. To stay away from him and stay away from him. He's got a couple cities over here, apparently. There's an iron deposit, by the way, so iron basically is like a strategic resource. You need to like get strategic resources in order to like build certain units, so that's something I note. That's the Mongols right there. He's got a city right here, apparently. I don't like the fact that he's got 2 warriors near me right there, but not much I can do about it. Go there. Now, that's probably why the Mongols are doing really well. They're apparently expansionists, so they start as a scout. And that basically lets them find, like, like goody huts really, really fast. I find this game scouts can do quite, well to basically help you out. And apparently he's got a settler going out this way, this guy again. So they're building up really, really fast over there. There's our barbarian. I might get destroyed really, really fast. That sucks. Thank you, Mongols. You wiped out that barbarian for me. Barbarian camp up there, probably. Now, if you take out a barbarian camp, you'll actually get money for it, so that guy just got a little bit of money probably as a result. Awesome for him. And apparently I took too long to get over here, so they actually built a city over here. I probably built this granary a little too soon, and as a result, I didn't get like the benefits of basically being able to like build like up in this area. Something to open this game is that you just want to move really, really fast early on, or else like basically all like around is going to like get conquered, and then like you'll be in trouble. Guess I'll have to go down there now, near the volcano. Now, I'll note by the way, you see like they have like different pips on their sidebar. Basically, your units will have like different amounts of hit points on them. So this guy, for example, he's like a regular like warrior. Regular warriors will basically have 3 pips on them, and basically that's like their hit points. Basically, in this game, you can have like 2, 3, 4, or 5 hit points on your units, and this basically dictates like how well they'll do in combat, as well as like special perks that can happen as well. Basically, this guy, for example, if he gets like up to like elite status, he can basically like get like certain like benefits like great leaders popping out. Yeah, basically great leaders popped out like early on like Civ free. So if I like go to the Civipedia and let's see here. That's just gonna tell me units, right? Yeah, I don't really care about that. Let's see. This will probably help me here. So yes, building an army. Basically, you can like get like leaders basically from like doing really well in battle. So an army uses one, some, or all its internal units to fight a battle, depending upon blah blah blah. So basically, leaders are like something you like get like when an elite unit wins a battle. So if you get like your unit up to like elite status and like have them like win a battle, they can sometimes get in military leaders, which makes you just make like really strong armors and stuff. And I actually really like the military leaders in this game. For those who play like or watch my like Let's Play like Endless Legends, basically in Endless Legends you have like units that move like in stacks. So you have like a leader leading like a bunch of other units in a stack into like a tile. And that's basically what the leaders are kind of like in this game. Basically you can have like multiple units that like stack as one. They took it away in Civ 4 unfortunately, but whatever. But if you want to, you can like use like the arrow keys to cursor around. I have to admit, the Mongols are doing quite well. So there's a spearman, by the way, so he built a spearman in that city. That's basically a very defensive unit. There's some gold. Alright, so there we go, we got ourselves a settler. I probably should have built this a lot sooner, but whatever. Let's build a spearman, I guess. And we're just gonna have this guy walk all the way down over here so I can get like our city going. Alright, there's another person. These guys are the Scandinavians. So hail, it is I, Ragnar Lodbrok, son of Odin, king of the Northmen, who greets you. And this is actually probably why they're doing so well. Basically, they've met all the Zero Cities, these guys down here, and as a result, they're training technologies with themselves and basically getting ahead of me. So they basically have all these technologies, these guys, as a result of basically being like, able to trade with each other really fast. They also have more cities, these guys, we just help them out too. There's an improvement, by the way. Basically, your workers can build like lots of improvements. There's like a mine. Mine's gonna let you get more shields on like territory, so you can obviously like, get more like production and stuff. There's Rar Dam. That'll help with my borders quite a bit. Let's get this guy to build a spearman, so basically I can defend myself a little bit. It's quite good that these guys aren't like currently at war with me, but I have to watch out for quite a bit. Alright, basically, our workers have completed a road to bring gems basically in. Before this was like outside my territory. Basically my territory expands, so now I can like get in my territory, so that's awesome. Basically not getting happy from it. Basically in this game there's like, three types of resources. There's bonus resources, there's luxury resources, and strategic resources. These are like basically like, luxury ones, and basically if you're nearby, you can actually get like bonuses from them that basically let you like, get happiness and stuff from them. This one basically is like, bonus resource. If I use it, it basically gives me like more like, benefits basically like to food, shields, or gold. And then if you have like, this one over here, this is iron. Iron basically lets you basically build like, units basically, for example, like, iron-based units. And there's a bunch of those so you can basically build. If I look at my save right now, I can't actually build those iron units. Basically, I don't have the iron fort, so we can't build them. But this guy, for example, he could build like swordsman or pikeman or stuff like that, which are like iron-based units. There's some dyes up there. There's writing. I'm really backwards, but whatever. Let's see here. I'll note by there are wonders in this game. You can build stuff like the pyramids and stuff like that, much like you could in like Civ 2. Let's actually focus on getting construction if I can. Alright, now that we can write, we can establish embassies with our neighbors. Shall we do so? If you establish embassies with your neighbors, you can basically like, see what their capitals are. And you can actually like do like certain like types of like diplomatic actions with them. So I get like the rite of passage and stuff like that, which basically like run for your cities and stuff. And if later on if I want to steal from them as well with like, espionage stuff. And it costs gold to build, by the way, so you have to really watch out for it, so. Alright, just some land up there I could actually use to build up some, more cities. With how close this guy is, I probably have to build all the way out here, but whatever. It's at least a place I can build a city, right? Now, I want to note something, by the way. You notice there's a star in this city and there's like no star in this one. Stars like on your cities actually indicate that they're capitals of your civilization or the enemy civilizations. So, stars are pretty important, basically. Alright, these guys are connected. That's awesome. Let's have you go all the way up toward this place up here, so let's go up there. Now, I want to note something, by the way. This, capital city of mine is basically expanding because it's got a culture structure in it. Early on, you'll see, a lot of these, places that don't have any, culture going up. And it's basically because they don't have any, culture places in them. There's basically a palace in my capital, and that's why it's basically culture generated. So it's basically expanding my borders because of my palace. But if I didn't have that palace there, it basically would, suck. Let's have this guy go over there. That guy's up there now. Here's a spearman. That'll help me defend myself a little bit. Let's give it a Kurag, which is basically what, an early ship you can build. That lets you, it's basically like a trem, but it's even weaker. And for those who don't know, the trem is a very weak unit in the early games, and then this is even weaker than that. Alright, so basically this guy established an embassy in our capital city. So as a result, basically you can see his capital city is right there. And he's also got a city over here, apparently. Oops. Well, I guess we're going to go into his capital here a little bit. We apologize, we're going to get out. By the way, if you look in here, I can do military alliances now with this guy. So basically, because he's got embassy, we can do trees and stuff, which is awesome. Okay, sounds good. Now we're in Mongol territory. And, you know, there's stuff here. By the way, we can trade luxuries eventually at some point, but we don't actually have any ability to trade right now, so whatever. There's some more iron up there, that's cool. It's not a whole lot of iron on this map, which is kind of interesting, but whatever. Let's go up this way. And yeah, I'll note, if you want to actually run through another civilization's territory, they won't like it very much, but you can actually do it if you want to. Yeah, you go all the way up here. Ooh, this guy's got silk. Awesome for him. And that sucks. This guy built another city down there. So basically, it shows I really messed up with early building cities for this run, but whatever. We're basically just trying to show off what the mechanics were like and all that. So, not a whole lot outside of that. All right, let's if I want to, there's a couple right there of this stuff. Let's just start building up a bunch of military units to get us over here. So there's a basic ship. Basically in this game you have coast, seas and ocean. You want to be very careful with ocean sea tells, because basically if you move too far into them, you'll basically lose your early ships. But this guy here, he can go on the coast tiles and look around. And there's a barbarian tram. So this guy might get destroyed in a moment, because that tram is probably stronger than him. He's got attack of 1, defensive 1, moving a free, transport capacity of 2. My ship is basically a primitive ship with no transport capacity. Okay, so that's fine then. I might win a battle if I fight. So there's a raiding party. And the barbarian tribes, by the way, don't have names that are basically dependent on barbarians of the time. So you'll have Thracians, you'll have the Huns, stuff like that basically pop out as names. Alright, there's no point going up there anymore, so let's go this way. And 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Unfortunately, how these basically are placed, it's kind of hard to basically be able to get, all the fish here. So what this guy's going to have to probably do, he's probably going to go down over in this direction, I guess. Alright, so there's some information that Byzantines basically completed a great project, Colossus, so they built a wonder. And in that territory where they basically built it, they'll get more culture, and they're also going to get more commerce on the squares that basically produce 1 commerce already. Over there. You're going to go all the way down to here, I think. Now, as long as I basically end on one of these tiles, this guy's fine. So I can go here, go right there, and then we're basically still on the coast right there. Basically, with ships, it's very easy for them to basically run around in other cities' territory, because they basically move in and out very easily without any problems. That's basically upper landmass up here, apparently. There's some other civ over here, apparently, so more civs basically to find. Destroyed that tram. Awesome. There's Varna. By the way, there's some wheat right there. Or tobacco, rather. There's a marsh. And there's a spearman. Let's build a spearman, I guess. If I right click, by the way, you can see how many units are basically in a territory, by the way. And that's actually something to note, by the way. You can actually have multiple units in like the same territories. Whoa, that's a dangerous thing to see. So there's a barbarian encampment. Basically, that's gonna have like, you know, barbarians spawning out of it. I just have to get like you know, more spearmen down here apparently. So one of these guys has to get down here really, really fast. And you're gonna need to move over to the hag. That guy's building more settlers. So this is actually something I note, by the way, because of my starting position, like on the coast here, I have very limited room to basically expand out because these guys are basically taking all this stuff already. So I'd have to go to war right away to basically, like, you know, do any more expansion and stuff like that. And I want to know something, by the way, because this tram's basically, like, you know, popping out here, this guy's basically spawning like trams and stuff like that to basically attack and all that. That's what he's basically doing if it's like, you know, the camp right there. We'll do a little battle of that barbarian. I can't really expand up in that way, so let's just go this way. The Mongol capital must be over here, I think. They went pretty damn far this way real quick. That sucks for me. He wants to build the pyramids, but no, we're not going to do that. Just keep building spearmen for now. Now, I will note, by the way, eventually you're going to have like military upkeep in this game, so I have to watch out for like unit upkeep at some point. It's not happening right now, but eventually it will pop out. I basically got like unit costs and stuff like that. Okay, you get to go down here. You're going to go right there. But if I right click, I can see what they have too. So he's got a settler and a spearman right there. Go this way. So those guys have reached out in barbarian encampment down there. Spearmen are not the greatest for fighting like barbarians because they only got one attack, but the barbarians only have like one attack with their warriors anyways. Whoops. Well, we're all next to each other now. Okay, there's mathematics research. That's awesome. If I talk to any of these guys, do they have... Yeah, these guys basically completely outshone me in like technology, so... We're completely behind in that, so I can't really show that off, but whatever. One of the ways to basically get ahead in this game is basically to, like, you know, trade technologies, but I won't be able to do it because, like, you know, basically how far behind we are. Not much I can do about it, but well. Alright, let's just try and throw off this battle with the barbarians. So, basically, like, you know, barbarian camps are an early way to get, like, money, so you fight them and you can get some money from them. You also prevent them from spawning more guys. So that's a Bulgar encampment. Now, I want to actually note, by the way, that I can't really say I really like the idea of how barbarians work in Civ 3. Basically, something that like Civ 2 did when they introduced barbarians, basically had like different types of units that pop up. But in Civ 3, it basically has like you only have warriors pop up, and the only thing about these warriors is that they keep spawning like light warriors if you have it like on raging and stuff, and like trend stuff for like to see. But that's all they do. It's basically just they spawn like these really weak like warriors that aren't really fixed like to like the time. So eventually I'm gonna have like pikemen fighting warriors or swordsmen fighting warriors and stuff like that. And the warriors like are never gonna get any better. They're just gonna be like really really weak. So I never really liked how like the barbarians worked in this game, to be honest. They were like too weak, to be honest. So his capital, by the way, for Greek is over here. It is like we're showing us how far away these guys were from my capital, basically here. So my capital is here. There's like the Scandinavian capital. Over here is like the Mongol capital over in this direction. The Byzantines have their capital like right there. So it's not really far away to capitals are in this game. I want to know something. There's like lots of places like build cities, like even though there's all this. So I've only had like built 3 cities myself. They like built like a few over here. They built a few. They built a few. There's lots of like room to build cities in like Civ like 3, and I really liked about this game. Stuff I know like in Civ 4, I find like the standard maps. It's very hard to build cities. There's not a whole lot of room to build like more like a few handful of cities for like yourself, and like for the AI to do the same. So it can be like a bit of an issue sometimes, but whatever. Alright, well, I think I've shown enough about what this game's all about. Basically, this is like, the starting of like, what Civ 3 is all about, and there's a lot to like about this game, but at the same time, there's also a lot to like, it's a little bit old at this point. Civ 4 did improve a lot of things on it, even though some people hate it. Civ 4 a few things. Although, for example, if you look at the Spearman, for example, you'll basically see it's got like attack, defense, and movement stats. They actually changed like how like stats work in like Civ 4, for example, and we'll actually do like a support video for that next. You'll actually see like what I'm basically going to point out is like basically in Civ 4 there's going to be like no stats like this for like your units, so they do it a little bit differently. I'll basically show off how they basically did it differently. But anyhow, that's basically Civ 3. I hope you guys enjoyed the little video like covering it, and I'll jump into Civ 4 next time. So enjoy.